Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the webinar, Belbin for Flawless Project Management. This is part of the Belbin Knowledge Series from CERT Team Development India. Belbin brought to you by CERT India. Can you all hear me? Yes, thank you. My name is Ravi and I run two businesses. I run a company called Mercury India, the world's largest sales performance improvement organization. And I work with CERT as a person to contribute to the development of people and organizations for high performance in India through Belbin. This is part of Belbin Knowledge Series, one of the several webinars we run to simply pass the knowledge and the power of Belbin for the benefit of each one of you individually and for the benefit of your organizations and for the community and society at large. Thank you for the opportunity to run this webinar, and it will probably take about 40-45 minutes time. This is Belbin for Project Management. I will make this interactive. At some point of time, I'm going to ask you some questions. Ask you to send in your chat messages. Let's make it exciting, powerful, and have a little fun as well. Belbin for Flawless Project Management. Okay. How can we manage projects better? Today, if you look at several industries, IT, software, consulting, advertising, organizations, TQM, projects are becoming more and more and more important. So how can we manage projects better? Managing projects can be challenging. Each individual doing a task is okay, sometimes tough, but managing projects can absolutely be challenging. What all can go wrong in a way a project team works? Let's do a little bit of a chat box messaging. Can I request you to take about maybe 10 seconds of time? Send in your text message, perhaps to everybody. What all can go wrong in a way a project team actually functions? Come on. Let's hear some chat messages. All right. What all can go wrong in a way a project team works, function, whatever you call it? Coordination, communication, team conflicts, says Shobha. Communication, wow, you're absolutely right. Communication is so powerful, Shobha. Too many thinkers. I like that. 32945, whatever your name is. Okay. Tushar Joshi. Priorities can be misaligned, absolutely. Miss team lead, very true. Resource utilization, we may not utilize the resources effectively, brilliant. Communication and ego, true. Meeting the deadlines, yes. Deadlines can keep constantly changing because I haven't done the job. Lack of clarity on expectation, brilliant. Communication seems to be coming again and again. Planning, that's brilliant. Unclarity of thoughts by one person and multiple people, I think is perfectly fine. All right, I think some lovely messages have come. I mean, many of these things can go wrong in a way a project team works. If we can find some way to handle this, I think we can make work the projects much better. Projects are meant to serve a purpose. When a task is very simple, there's no complexity, there's no risk at all. I don't think we require a project team. But when a task becomes more complex and the risk involved is higher, you require a project team. And the more complex, the more risk. You want to send let's say, a satellite to the moon, to the Mars. I think it's a far more complex project. And it's a far more risky. Risk in terms of money, risk in terms of resources, risk in terms of life, risk in terms of image. A very good project. So how can we make project teams work better? There are many ways of doing it. One of the powerful, people-focused way of making the projects perform well, making the project team work well, is the power of Belbin team roles. Awareness of Belbin team roles can provide pointers to help manage projects for better performance. That's how we can do it very effectively. So let me start with part one, a little bit about team roles, a little bit about Belbin team roles, and part two is going to be a fine way how we're going to link it to making a project work well. I just saw Keshav's lovely message, individual responsibility conflict. Absolutely. Let's look at part one, Belbin team roles. Dr. Mary Belbin, who just completed in June this year, 92 years of age, a phenomenal guy, spent a lot of time with him, a great thinker, a great creator of path-breaking discovery of human behavior, Dr. Mary Belbin. Lives in Cambridge, has done huge work in the area of just helping teams perform very effectively. Mary Belbin defines that every one of us has got two roles. One role is that of a functional role, the job that we do. It could be a sales manager. It could be a procurement manager. It could be a recruitment manager. It could be an executive assistant. It could be a project coordinator. That's a functional role. We all have a functional role. The functional role will keep changing. The function will keep evolving. That's part of growth. That's part of development. But there's another role, and that is a team role. A functional role is a job that we do. A team role, to a large extent, is who we are and how we look, how we behave. Hey, what is this team role? A team role is defined by Dr. Mary Belbin in very, very simple, affable terms. A tendency to behave, contribute, and interrelate with others in a particular way. Look at this lovely verse, tendency. Could you just send in a bit of a text message, maybe a couple of them? What is the meaning of the word tendency? What does tendency mean? What does tendency mean? What's tendency? Yeah. Let me get some chat messages. What's a tendency? Attitude? All right, I'll come to this word a little later. 32666. Sorry to call you by the number, that's what I can see here. Attitude, okay, I'll come to this word attitude a little later. Nice word. Okay, anything else is a tendency. Tendency, come on, quickly. Any other words can come from anyone else. Willing to do, brilliant. Absolutely, Sunil, brilliant. Absolutely, I'm just ready for one or two. Probability, I like the word probability. Approach, okay, lovely. Let me add some few more words. Inclination, your natural preference, tend to do, I like that. It's not just willing to do, but tend to do. That's why NCC talks about it. Brilliant. The type of behavior, absolutely fantastic. Inclination, oh, lovely word has come up. A tendency to behave, contribute, and interrelate with others in a particular way. We all have a natural tendency. We all have a natural inclination. We all have a preference. I mean, we all have preferences for breakfast. I'm sure some of you like some breakfast better than others. Some of you might like say, oh, I love some idlis. Some of them say, oh, I like my parathas in the morning. Oh, I hate those oatmeal, which is tasteless, insipid, possibly. We have some preferences, even simple things like breakfast. What about behavior? Plenty. So a tendency to behave, contribute. Contribute. Let me just give a little example of this word contribute. Let's say some years ago, when I was out of college, it was a long time ago, I was working in a company, let's say, I have some good friends. On a Friday evening, I go to one of my friends at about 7 in the evening with a lot of enthusiasm and say, hey, come on, man, let's go for a movie. And the guy says, okay, come on, I'll jump onto your motorbike and let's go for a movie. We are just riding fast and suddenly I get a doubt. Hey, will we get a ticket for this movie? The guy at the back says, don't worry, we can find some other movie. If that movie is not there, don't worry about it. Having fun, spending time with you is more important. Another guy who I go and say, Can we go for a movie? 7 o'clock, Friday evening again. He looks at me very seriously. Wait a minute. What's the time now? 7 o'clock. What's the day? Friday. 7 o'clock on a Friday, you get a sudden bright idea to see a movie and you expect the theaters to be open with the tickets for the movie you want. No. Forget it. If you want a movie on a Friday evening, when do you think you should think about it? Decide. Plan. Wednesday possibly. Perhaps Tuesday is better. All right. Okay. We won't go for a movie now. Right. All right. Next week, again, my bright idea comes back again. I want to see a movie. Do you think I'll go to the first guy or the second guy? Obviously, the first guy. Oh God, the second guy. He makes it look very complex. Even to go for a movie, he wants me to do some big plans. Forget it, I say. But think about it. Both of them think they are contributing. The first one thinks is contributing because, hey, Ravi wants to have some fun. It's okay to see a movie. All movies are one and the same. It doesn't really matter. Let's have some fun. He's contributing to the joy of being together. The second guy also thinks he's contributing. He's contributing in a different way. Can you quickly send in your text messages? Because it's a very powerful concept. I want you to tell me, how do you think the second person is also thinking in his mind that he is contributing? How? Come on, anybody? Some quick text messages, please. 5 seconds. Maybe 4 seconds. I'll make him acceptable. Anything else he's doing, the second guy. No, we can't go for a movie unless you plan properly. He's also contributing in his mind. How do you think he's contributing? Come on, a couple of more examples. Anybody else? Let's hear you out. Somebody else? Jesa, Sharat, Shaunak, whatever. Yes, somebody else? He's also contributing in his mind. By planning, as brilliant Shaunak, he is making sure to see the success. Sharing the plan, absolutely. Second guy is not an easy guy, but maybe a useful guy. He wants you to make a good plan. He wants you to see the movie you want. He doesn't want you to go for a movie and not get the ticket and see some stupid one and get a headache. Both think they're contributing, but we think only the first guy is contributing because he says what I want to hear perhaps. So tendency to behave, contribute, and interrelate with others in a particular way is how Meredith describes the powerful philosophy of team role. And friends, there are 9 team roles. Meredith's discovery led to 9 team roles after decade-long research, which is now being more and more refined, further and further refined. Belbin is a constant source of development. The Belbin team role as a philosophy, as a concept, as a science, is discovering more and more all the time. There are 9 team roles. What are these 9 team roles? All the 9 team roles can be beautifully bucketed under 3 large buckets. The first one is task-related team roles or action-related team roles. Some have a natural tendency for task. Some have a natural tendency for action. And what are these 9 team roles? And what are these team roles under task, action? From your picture, Ravi, I can see 3 little boxes that may look like the 3 team roles. Oh yes, absolutely. The first one is a shaper. Look at the symbol of the shaper. The symbol of the shaper is a whip in the hand. What does the shaper do? Challenging, dynamic, goal-oriented, has drive and courage. He's goal-driven, wants to achieve things. Achievement is a very integral part of a shaper's life. Persona is behavior. It can be very hard. It can be demanding. Has a courage to overcome obstacles. Knocks things on the way if there are obstacles. Don't wait for the obstacles and be a nice guy to tell the obstacle to please move. No. But you can be provocative, blunt, and upset people. Somebody goes to shaper and says, boss, today I have stomach pain. Wait a minute. As long as there are stomachs, some days they'll be paining. Forget it. Get back to work. Because for him, task is important, goal is important. You have another lovely team role under task. The guy who is process-driven. The person who loves doing something on a checklist, on a standard way, determined to do one after another in the same wonderful way, the process-driven implementer. Disciplined, organized, efficient, turns ideas into actions. Somebody inflexible can be slow to respond to new ideas. Look at the symbol of the implementer. It's like a transmission gears, repeating the same thing, but the movement takes place beautifully. But because it's so process-driven, an implementer can be inflexible, hates something new, does not like a different direction, follow the path, don't keep changing, don't hear something new dramatically. An implementer. Shaper, implementer. And I've got a third characteristic, a completer, finisher. Look at the lovely symbol, the spanner which tightens the wheels. If you use a spanner a bit hard to tighten the nuts and bolts harder, the wheel cannot even rotate. If you keep it loose, the wheel comes off. It has got to be, one word, perfect. A completer, finisher. Completes the job in every respect, finishes it on time, finishes it perfectly. A completer, finisher, accurate, conscientious, meticulous, perfectionist. Inclined to worry, unduly reluctant to delegate. Oh, a completer finisher finds sometimes difficult to delegate. How others cannot do it as well. Perfection is important. Don't ask me to put a name on something on which it has not been done perfectly well. 3 different kinds of team roles and the task action. The goal-oriented shaper, the process and time and task-oriented implementer, the time and perfection-oriented completer finisher. That's about people. As you know all the time, a project requires task, a project also requires people. The team or social-related team roles. 3 buckets, 3 people under this bucket. The resource investigator. You can see the lovely telephone. Probably we should change it to your mobile now. And what does he do or she do? Enthusiastic, communicative, explores opportunity, develops contacts, has got a large phone book. Gets up in the morning at 5:30, probably 6 in the morning. Facebook, very important. Always on WhatsApp. He's part of some 622 groups. Out of these 422, he is a coordinator or the assistant, the administrator, whatever you call. Enthusiastic, communicate, expose opportunity. Ask him to go and meet somebody. Before you complete the name, he has already left the room. He will find a way to meet unknown people in an area. He always knows someone somewhere out there. Weakness, over-optimistic, easily bored, can lose interest, can flirt between ideas to ideas easily, can lose interest dramatically. But a person who's got the ability to walk into the unknown area and talk to people, find out, somehow make those connections with people. That's a resource investigator. You have the coordinator, the lovely symbol of the symphony orchestra conductor. What does a coordinator do? Calm, confident, unflappable. Clarifies goals, promotes joint decision-making, encourages participation from people, steers people towards a goal, gets people to give the best out of their capabilities. A guy who can pull everything together beautifully and steer people in the right direction. Sometimes can be seen as a bit manipulative. Not a negative manipulator, but manipulative towards reaching the goal. You want to go south, and the coordinator wants you to go north. He won't push you to north. He will walk along with you a little bit to the south, slowly move a little bit west, and then go back to north between. That's how he will do it nicely. And sometimes a coordinator is getting the best out of everyone. Sometimes we wonder, hey, wait a minute, what is he doing or she doing? She's making us to get something. What about she? Sometimes. The third is a guy who is like a lovely glue, if you look at an engine gets hard, you need a lubricant, a team worker. Harmony is a natural part of a team worker. Cooperative, caring, diplomatic, sensitive, averse friction. A team worker makes people bond together very well, creates a harmonious environment, Harmony is very important for a team to perform very well. After all, we're working on something. We're just being together. Let's make the best use of our time. Let's be nice to each other. Let's be caring. Weakness may be indecisive when faced with tough decision, because any decisions involves people, and if a team worker cannot do it easily. So, shaper, implementer, completer, finisher, the task guys, resource investigator, coordinator, teamwork, the people side, different sides of people. Resource investigator contacts outside. Team worker contacts inside and harmony. A coordinator works with people and gets the best out of people. Well, a project requires people to think as well. So the third bucket of team roles, the thinking roles, are roles within the individual related roles. The first one is a plant. The word plant may be discovered or came out with that. Somebody who plants an idea in a team, a path-breaking idea. Something could be crazy, a new way of looking at things. Hey, what are the smiles of a plant, the strings of a plant? Creative, imaginative, original, offers alternative approach. Naturally creative. Out-of-the-box thinker. The right brain works fearlessly, fiercely as well. Quietly sometimes as well. But preoccupied by thoughts and may not communicate because his mind is churning. The creative guy, the creative persona is a plant. The right brainer. Well, when you have a right brainer, you ought to have a left brainer as well. Somebody who evaluates, assesses, analyzes, monitors right, wrong, good, bad, yes, no. The monitor evaluator, the third eye, looks up perfectly right in the center, unbiased. And left brainer, a lot more left brain. How does that work? Very well. Logical, analytical, makes decisions based on facts. Facts are important. The Excel guy. If a plant is a paintbrush, a monitor evaluator is an Excel specialist. Loves tables, loves Excel, loves logic, loves to connect things perfectly logically. And you have a third thinking role, which absorbs knowledge by study, by reading, by researching, and then be able to give those wonderful insights based on study. Plants' insights come from unprovoked, out-of-the-box thinking. A monitor evaluator's contribution comes from analysis, logical, and looking at discerning ways of facts. A specialist, which is a third team role, comes out of depth of study of the best practices and bringing in the beautiful insights, nuances for a project or a team work. The specialist, single-minded, motivated by the pursuit of knowledge, knowledge for the sake of knowledge, absorbing knowledge, deepening that knowledge, whenever it's available, bringing out the best of knowledge for a specific need, contributes on a narrow front, dwells on technicalities, can only focus on a narrow area, could be a weakness sometimes. So, shaper, implementer, completer, finisher, task-oriented. You have resource investigator, you have coordinator, team worker, the people side, the plan, the monitor evaluator, specialist, the thinking side. But the beauty of meta discovery is all of us have got all the team roles. We all have all the team roles. It is not that we have only some team role, we have all the team roles in each one of us. However, some of our preferred team roles, some of our natural preferences, some of our natural inclinations, some are our manageable team roles. We can handle it, we can work with it, but they are not our natural choice of behavior. And some are our least preferred team roles, which means they are not our natural choices as well. Preferred team roles, manageable team roles, and least preferred one. Let me do a little bit of a quick survey here, very quickly. Having looked at the 9 team roles, can any one of you sort of intuitively tell me right now? Text your message, it'll be kept as a secret, don't worry about it. What do you think is, out of the 9 team roles, you think is your most preferred team role? Your most preferred team role. Okay, I'll just take a few seconds to put it back again for you. Okay, put it back again for you. Last, a little quizzing. Now hold a sec. I think the complete definition, the perfections came rather quickly. Shaper, implementer, completer, finisher, resource investigator. You have team worker coordinator, and your plant, you have a monitor evaluator, and your specialist. Let me hear. Oh shit, computer finisher, shaper, Priya Nair, you are a shaper, lovely. Then we'll send you a nice film as well. Okay, completer finisher. Satchanda, team worker, the guy who loves to work with people. Krishna, shaper, haha, okay. Oh, conference, so, implementer. Okay, good. Some more? Anybody else? Quickly, come on. Just wonderful. Oh, Shaunak, you are a monitor evaluator, completer finisher. Okay. Sunil Pardesi is a coordinator. Okay, it's beautiful. You guys can quickly. Keshav Kurana, you're a mix of all. But I just want you to keep in mind, all of us are a mix of all. All of us are a mix of all. But some are more, some are less. Give an example. You make a nice vegetable pulao. It's a mix of many things. But the salt is only that much. The rice is a lot more. Vegetables could be a lot more. So mix of all. No one individual is a mix of all the time. We have all of them, but some of our natural preferences. Sunil Pardesi, monitor evaluate. Okay, I just did a little quiz now. But if you want to find out, you have to do what is called the Belbin profile. Thank you, 32666 specialists. I can understand that. Very nice. So you have to actually do a Belbin team role profile, which is based on self-perception and observer. Depending upon situation, would be playing any of the 9 roles MCC. You are actually a few steps ahead. If you understand Belbin team roles very well, we will play it appropriately. Otherwise, our natural tendency can overtake some things as well. Wisdom comes after knowing what to do when, even though we all may have everything within us. That's why the wisdom comes differently. We don't naturally do that, because if we do that, we'll all be that much more easier, and precious life is not so easy. Great. Okay, so you've got some idea a little bit about it. So you've got all the 19 roles, but some are preferred, some are manageable, some are leave. To give a quick overview, out of 9 team roles, typically 2 or 3 are a preferred team roles for most people. About 2 are the least preferred team roles, and the mid 4 are the manageable team roles. Okay. And what is this we are talking about? We are talking about behavior. Behavior, Aristotle said decades, centuries ago, we are what we repeatedly do. We are what we repeatedly do. Okay, so that's Belbin team roles. You get a little perspective on this. We have a number of webinars. I have a webinar fully on Belbin team roles only. You can watch it as well. If you want, you can ask Jay Shankar, one of my colleagues, to send it across to you. It could be available on our homepage as well. Just to help you learn more. Nothing else. All right, okay guys. So that's about team role. Now let's look at Belbin team roles for flawless project management. How do we look at Belbin team roles for flawless project management? Okay, every project needs to do the following 3 things. I'm sure you heard this before. Nothing dramatic. It must be under control of cost. Can't exceed budget. Number 2, deliver on time, deliver really the goals that we need to do. Delivery must be what is expectation and within time. If it's got to do this much, it has got to do that and within the time. Don't ask for extension. And of course, it must be excellent, impeccable, repeatable, measure the standard of quality that's required. So cost, delivery, quality are the 3 powerful elements of any project management. All right, okay. Hey, wait a minute, why do projects fail? You guys came out with some lovely statements right at the beginning. Maybe you can link some of them very beautifully. Some common hindsight observations of why projects fail. At the top management level, or the sponsors or project owners, what you call, not fully aligned, informed, or committed. Not aligned, informed, or committed. At the top management level, Sometimes people start the project, but they really don't have commitment, or there's a misalignment at the top. Somebody used the word misalignment beautifully. At the project team level, you don't have the right competencies of people. You don't have the right perspectives of people. You don't have the right resources of people. These are some beautiful words. You can say how they're going to be linked to Belbin very powerfully. How you're going to discover something amazingly different. The project team. If you look at the organization, the users, the end users, the recipients of the project, they don't buy into the solution, either because of our solution or they don't see the value. Excuse me, you have done so much to create this. What's a big deal? I didn't need it, actually. I don't need it. I don't see a value. Have you had similar experiences, guys, in project? Have you had? Yeah, just take about 10 seconds. Give me some yes, no, yes. Have you seen anyone of these experiences as well? Yep. Yes, yes, of course. Yes, happens. Very true. 3, 2, 9, 4, 5, 6, 6. Anyone else? Yeah, yes, so often, all the time, my God, very true. Okay. Now, if we get into a little more depth and analyze, true, thank you, Sarita. If you look at that, if you look at the people side of projects substantially, people working on projects are not project management professionals. They are functional experts. They are knowledgeable people. They are working a project. For them, life has not begun with project management in life. Many of them may not even have been part of projects. They may not even understand what's a project well. They are expected to do a particular job and they come here to do that. Number one. And people may not have the experience to identify and handle challenge because every single project is different. Every single project you have, you don't get only the same hurdles. You don't get the same challenges. It can be different. Also, you know when they come up, at what stage of the project they come up, experience to identify and handle the challenge they may not have. And the project manager, he is told, you take care of the project. He is not fully prepared. I'm not talking of preparation, I'm talking of preparedness. Preparedness is part preparation, part the mindset. And somebody used the word, when we started the webinar, I like the word, and I said I'll change it a little bit, and the word is attitude. Now, if you go back to Belbin Team Rules is not about attitude, it's about the same word attitude, but if you replace one letter with another letter, you get a beautiful word. Let me see how many of you can get that word. It is not the word attitude, but take the same word attitude, just remove one letter, replace it with another letter. You get a superb word and a great perspective. It is not altitude. Oh, Shaunak, you seem to have all the answers. It is aptitude, absolutely. Aptitude is orientation, is behavior, is inclination. Preparedness is part of aptitude. If you don't have aptitude, you can't build preparedness. And the project team also may not be prepared. Oh God, I'm part of this project. God, I got to work here. I don't know what I'm going to do. Aptitude. And you must environmentally create conditions for the project to succeed. These 5 many times can be challenges or reasons why project can fail. And mind you guys, listen all the time, all projects have a degree of uncertainty. All projects. You start, but there's uncertainty. There's a lot of changes. And today the world is even more VUCA. You have a risk in project, risk of reputation, risk of outcome, risk of satisfying stakeholders, risk of money, risk of image, and you have to really, really handle the perceptions of people. Some people must be even saying, hey, what's happening in the project? Are we moving at all? I don't see anything happening there. Perception. You're constantly working with uncertainty, you're constantly working with risk, and you're constantly working with perceptions. And therefore, remember, all the time in project, there are 3 things: multiple people, multiple needs, and multiple behaviors. Handling one is a challenge. It's like the art of juggling. When you juggle, you are juggling 2 balls. It's a juggle. 3 is a challenge. 5 is tough. 6 is tough. 7 is more complex. 8 is more difficult. The good old Indian word Ashtavadani can do 7 things at the same time. Multiple people, multiple needs, and multiple behaviors. That means a concerted team effort is key to making projects succeed. You have to have a fabulous team effort. And what kind of a team we are talking about? We are talking about teaming is all about the perfect balance. A team which has got a balance makes sure that the project is flawlessly managed. Nice word, Ravi. You're talking balance. What is this balance? Everybody uses the word. We talk of work, life, home balance, etc., etc. It's like balancing on a bicycle. When you started learning bicycle, I don't think anybody gave you, like what I given to you, a 20 slides PowerPoint presentation on how to balance a bicycle. I think you stood on the bicycle, you were sitting on it, you tried to ride, and you discovered the balance. As you move up and down, you're about to fall, you turned a little bit, you managed the balance. But Belbin team role helps you not to fall and find the balance. If you can do it a little bit early, we can find the balance very effectively. What is this balance you're talking about, Ravi? Therefore, what makes an effective project team? The first one is representation of the required team roles. A project is not just having functional roles being present. A project is about having the team roles being present. A project requires a shaper to drive the project. A project requires a resource investigator to persuade people to part with the resource. A project requires a completer finisher to make it to perfect to avoid reworking. A project requires a coordinator to get the best out of people. A project requires a plan to come out with bright ideas when you're stuck. A project requires somebody with a depth of knowledge on a subject to bring forth that best practice to make the project suddenly move forward. Representation of required team roles. More important, once you have the representation, the members understand their strengths and weaknesses. I must understand, remember, each of the team role has a strength and a weakness. Now I'm going to introduce you a new word. I call it, and in fact Dr. Meredith Belbin calls it, allowable weakness. Every strength will have a weakness. In fact, the extreme strength is a weakness. If I'm too goal-oriented, I hurt people. If I'm too process-oriented, I'm inflexible. If I'm too perfectionist-driven, I become a little bit fussy. I don't delegate. If I'm too, let's say, analytical, I might be a little bit cynical. So extreme strength is weakness all of us have. It's about members understanding own and other strengths and weaknesses. Look at that lovely. First of all, put right people together. Second is understand each other's strengths and weaknesses as a behavior, as a person, as an individual. And then relationship that exploits strengths and contain weaknesses. All of us need not become very good in everything. It's impossible. This lifetime journey, not one lifetime, couple of lifetime, and the projects don't give you lifetime. They give you a few months and a quarters. Here, our job is not to become perfect in every strength area. All of you should become damn good in thinking. Not required. I think we're going to put that together. So relationship. So 3 critical elements: representation, understanding, and relationship that exploit. If we begin this very nicely, you can start looking at flawless project management. What does flawless project management call for? It calls for being clear and aligned on the project goals. And when members work together, understand each other's strengths and weaknesses, the ability to be aligned on the project goal is definitely higher. Number 2, understanding and communicating with the stakeholders well. Think about it. We just spoke a little bit about, somebody used the lovely word communication. If we all know each other, our strengths and weaknesses, and we work on the relationship to exploit our strengths and contain our weaknesses, and also live in the comfort that all of us have got weaknesses. It's okay to have, it's allowable, it's not bad, as long as we complement each other. Communication beautifully opens up. A communication naturally takes place because it's a communication in an environment where the team, the project team is one, with all its weaknesses and strengths beautifully combined. So communication changes dramatically. And also because of our strengths and weaknesses, what role that each one of us can play. Hey, wait a minute, we're going to convince this guy, we need this machine for this testing. We don't have this. We don't have to put money for that. We will ask the other department to give, but he's a tough guy, huh? Hey, wait a minute, why don't you go and persuade him? A resource investigator would be a right guy to go and persuade that guy. Or, okay, I think this guy gets angry whenever I go and meet him. Why don't you go team worker? Probably the team worker will go with a glass of chilled water. I don't know. I mean, a team worker goes, and team worker is not worried about the other guy getting angry because he's not going to get provoked by getting angry. Maybe after some time, the anger disappears. So using the right profile of people for each of the tasks, deciding the roles that each one plays based on one's preferred team roles and manageable team roles, and avoiding giving people tasks which require their least preferred team roles to be used. And understanding that we are different and we need diversity, because a project has got multiple people, multiple needs, multiple behavior. Therefore, we require the need for diversity. And focus on creating the right balance to handle the various complexities. It can be as a team, it can be 2-3 people working on some initiative. Classic example, somebody is a good implementer, does a process very well, then he goes to complete efficiencies. I completed this, but I want you to make it perfect. Can you do that because you're so good at it? Oh, that's fantastic. Let me do that. Let it shine like a gold. Focus on creating the right balance. Balance within the project, balance within the individual, and balance between two individuals, the various complexities. Therefore, if you look at project management, a project progresses through various stages as the project is evolving and towards a goal. Goals and needs, ideas. You need ideas to make the project work. You need plans to do things very well. Somebody used the word lovely planning. You need people to execute things. You need organizing things. And you need a systematic way of checking progress, following through. Now look at it very beautifully. I'm going to ask a little, too early to ask you this quiz, but you guys look a little smarter, at least I can feel it. I'm going to ask you these examples very quickly. Goals and needs. You have to have a clear goal and you have to have a clear direction for the project. Who are the team roles which will be most suitable to take care of this? Quickly, come on, test it out. A couple of more minutes for the webinar. I want you to go even more smarter. Come on, try a little bit. Coordinator, I got one answer, I will say yes to that. Okay, right, shaper and a coordinator. Oh, the next one came earlier. That's right, shaper and coordinator. Shaper is a goal-driven guy. Coordinator encourages people. I got NCC to say shaper, fantastic, good. Ideas. Who are the best people for ideas, guys? Come on, quickly. Plant, I like that. Give me one more, Vishnu. NCC gave me one more, plant, not a planter, but plant, that's okay. One more. Okay, one more. Oh, thank you, Shauna. My gosh, Shauna, you have all the answers in the world. Plant and resource investigator. Plant brings ideas from inside, resource brings us from outside. Okay, the next one came. Therefore, plans, monitor evaluator, and specialist. Monitor evaluator gives a strategic plan, logical plan, analyzing plan, whereas a specialist brings plans from the best practices. Okay, people. Who are the best people to handle people? Team worker coordinator. Wow. Hold on, let me try that. Resource investigator and team worker. Fantastic, brilliant. Organizing thing. Who are the best people to do? Come on, let's try that. I'm going to test you now. Let's try. Who organizes? Coordinator. Okay, lovely. Okay, hold on, 32945. A coordinator organizes people. Who organizes work? Who organizes work? Coordinator organizes people. Who organizes work? Work. Doing it in a systematic way, in a process-driven way. Out of the team role, Sarita. Project manager is the title. I'm talking of the behavior. Who organizes work properly out of 9 team roles? 9 team roles. Anybody else? Now, one more. Okay, let me give that. Implementer and coordinator. Implementer does process work, and a coordinator gets people to organize. Oh, I got 32945 implementer. Fantastic. Okay, who is good in follow through? Systematic follow through, checking everything properly, eye for detail. Oh, got it. Okay, completer, finisher, and implementer. All right. Okay. So you can see how so many people, imagine you are asking your plant to do your follow through. It'll be a disaster. You want a shaper to go and smile at someone to say, take care of yourself. It's a disaster. It's the wrong thing to do. You can't do that. So when we take project, we take people with titles, but we don't take people with behavior. But behaviors come along even without our asking for. And that's why the different process stages. And if you look at the team role contributions in projects, this is how it looks like. Plant generates ideas and potential solutions. If you're stuck in a project, your plant can come up with a great idea. If you want to influence people outside and inside, you're a resource investigator. If you want somebody to get the best out of people, clarifies goals, you need a coordinator. It doesn't matter what function he handles. He could be a programmer, he could be a tester, he could be a designer, it doesn't matter. If you want someone to drive the courage and overcome obstacles and stay focused, losing sight, no, that's a shaper. You want someone to come out with proper option and also tell you what can go wrong. I can see the black a little earlier. I can see the hums a little earlier on the highway. You have a monitor evaluator. And you want somebody to really maintain harmony, make sure that the tension is minimized in the right way. You have a team worker. You want an implementer who can organize work that needs to be done. You need people to do certain things clearly. You want somebody to polish and perfect and raise the bar of standards. You need a completed finisher. And you want someone to give you the rare knowledge and the rare skill. You need a specialist. So all the 9 team roles have multiple contributions during the stage of the project. If you understand people, if they understand each other, if they work with their strengths and weaknesses, if they exploit the common strength, combine strength, and contain the weaknesses, then a project can be a flawless project. Nobody individual is perfect, but a team can be. Not only a team, a project team can be. Then, flawless project is smooth as silk, is like a knife on a butter on a slight warm day. That is Belbin for flawless project management. Thank you very much. Any thoughts, any suggestions, questions, you can say. And if you want to write to us, you can write at ravi@certteam.com. I hope you did enjoy this time. It can make a huge difference in the way we can make projects work dramatically. Thank you very much, guys. Anything, just let me know.